Hey everybody, it's Meredith Miller with Inner Integration. Today, the topic that I have for you guys is to leave the narcissist or not to leave the narcissist. This topic has been coming up a lot with clients and emails and things that I'm getting from people. So I want to address this topic with the most important question that you can ask yourself if you're in this dilemma of like, do you leave or do not leave? That could be an intimate relationship. It can be a job where you're working with a narcissist. It could be some other situation. It could be a place that you're moving. Somebody's there that's involved that you don't want to be there. So what is the most important question, the parameter to ask yourself, and then how to overcome the biggest obstacle in this process? Leaving might also mean going no contact. Like maybe you left or you distanced yourself from a family member or the whole family and you're considering no contact, but you're not really sure if you can do it or if you want to do it or not. So I have two things for you. One is that most important question, which is this simple, all right? Are you ready? Do you really want to gamble everything on that person or that relationship that brought you so much pain and tension and confusion and doubt and disharmony into your life? And when I say everything, I mean, do you want to risk your health, your sanity, your well-being, your sense of peace and joy, your ability to be successful at what you do, either the job performance where you're working or creating your own business and running that? Also, your ability to make a difference in the world. Maybe you have a dream that you want to do something that makes a difference in your community or in the world at large. Is it worth gambling all of that on this person and this relationship? Okay, now your answer is going to reveal some important things. One, your answer is going to reveal where your priorities are. Your answer is going to reveal if you are still more others oriented, meaning willing to meet other people's needs and fulfill those needs before your own, or if you are becoming more inner oriented, where you are meeting your needs first and recognizing that's not a selfish thing, that's actually a self-responsible thing, because you're not placing your needs in someone else's hands. You're not expecting someone else to meet them. You're meeting them for yourself, which maybe was never done for you since you were a kid. Maybe this is now part of the reparenting process that you're embracing and stepping into that, right? Or maybe it's the opposite. It still reveals that you'll prioritize someone else over yourself. You will sacrifice yourself. You will people please. So essentially the answer to this question, are you willing to gamble at all, shows you where you're at on the scale of 1 to codependent, right? That's just a joke. I don't mean like the human magnet syndrome. I just mean like where you're at right now, like how codependent are you on that scale? Because codependency doesn't actually mean dependency, even though this word sounds like dependent. You might be very independent, but still codependent, meaning you are people pleasing. You are putting other people's needs before your own. You want to get that approval and validation by meeting their needs first, but in the process, you're sacrificing yourself. That's what this question is going to tell you. It's also going to tell you where your level of self-worth is. Okay, because if your self-worth is higher than your desire to please that other person, to make them like you, to sacrifice your needs for someone else, you're not going to do that. You're going to honor yourself first. So, some risk is necessary in life. Like if you want to be successful, if you want to grow, we have to take some risks in life, but sometimes we're taking the wrong risks or we're risking too much in certain areas of our life, like that relationship, that job, that move, that situation. For whatever reason that doesn't feel good to you, it's causing you pain and tension and heartbreak and confusion and doubt. Okay, so the biggest obstacle here, the biggest obstacle to leaving, the biggest obstacle to going no contact, especially with someone like a family member, is the guilt. I hear this over and over again from the people, like that's really the main reason why they're staying or staying in any sort of contact with an abusive family member who has refused to change and accept self-responsibility for what's happened. And so what happens is that guilt, that false guilt essentially is what it is, because it's been placed there through guilt tripping, through expectation of obligation, and through the control of fear. So that guilt starts to go away the more that you value your well-being more than pleasing anyone else or anyone else liking you. You value your well-being more. that's when the guilt goes away. It's just a natural process that happens as you begin to value yourself more. That guilt is really just a tool that someone is using to manipulate you because they know that your self-worth is lower. You don't believe that your well-being is worth more to you than pleasing that other person. So I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, leave a comment below. If you have any other suggestions to add to this too, when you're trying to leave the narcissist or you're trying to go no contact, what was the most important needle mover for you? Like the one insight, the one revelation, that one inner, oh my God, feeling that made you get up and go, or that made you go ahead and block that person and go no contact for good. If you've got any tips, please leave those below. I'm sending you all a big hug.